So I'm out here in Arizona, not too far from the Grand Canyon, field testing a number of different items, mainly very inexpensive items, cheap, like for example this tailgater that I picked up at Harbor Freight for $89. I've been beating the crap out of it now for about a month, and for a cheap little generator, I have to say it wasn't that bad. The spark plug wire failed, and since I have a background in mechanics, that was an easy fix. But aside from that, I've been using it, trying it out. It's worked. I've tried a number of cheap tarps and air mattresses. I picked up this Master Cool at off of Craigslist for $100, and I've tried that out. I really like it. I mean, it was almost brand new when I bought it. I've tried different porta potties. This $5 chair, of course, that broke within a couple of weeks. And I have some more expensive chairs that I tried as well. But the main thing that I want to talk about today, I want to talk about tents and the teepees and the real inexpensive ones. Now, the nice thing about being in Arizona is you have so many different climate zones. You have the Sonoran Desert, you have the chaparral with the riparian area, the shortgrass prairie, the pinyon juniper woodland, and as you keep going up in elevation, you have the pine oak forest, which is kind of what I'm in now, and after that's the spruce fir forest, and I'm in a little bit of that, but not so much, and then finally the alpine tundra. So for someone who's into survival and testing gear, Arizona is a great place to test your stuff. Anyway, this Walmart teepee, I purchased this on sale for $50 some, I can't remember, probably $60 some with tax and all that, free shipping. I've used it for, I think it's been over a month now, and it's been through some hailstorms and windstorms and rainstorms, and I've been pretty happy with it, let me tell you. I was actually surprised. It was well waterproofed. The only thing I don't like about it is the main door doesn't have a bug screen. So if you use this thing, bring another bug screen that you can just drape over the door. Now, if the shit hit the fan right now, I'd just make a wiki up, camouflage this, move it out in the sun, and use this for to dry meat. It's ideal for that. You put this thing in the sun, the direct sunlight, and you can raise the temperature up that it'll dry meat relatively quickly. You can get 115 degrees, which is ideal for drying meat, and then you don't have to worry about the bugs coming in and laying their eggs in the meat. So yeah, that's all about being a woodsman and a prepper and a survival guy, is being able to be versatile and knowing how to use these things. But this video is basically for the poor man video. You can take this tent like this Coleman, and this Coleman, I've been very happy with it. It's also stood up very well in hail and wind and rain, and I would use this and recommend this tent for under $100. Once again, I got it at Walmart. Finally, this is one of those tents that you can, they call them quick sets. You can erect them real quickly. And it's the Kodiak quick set tent. I've had this one for quite a long time. You may not even be able to buy it anymore. But the quick set is good. It did leak a little bit during a hailstorm, and so some of the quick set tents are not as good as the traditional tents, just because of the just because they just don't seem to stand up to the elements as good. The ability to set up quickly, you sacrifice by being able to quickly set up the tent, you do seem to sacrifice some resistance to the elements. It's funny, when I pitched camp here, I had to kind of sweep out some of the elk bones that were here, and it's amazing on this national forest, is just a little aside, at all the dead elk carcasses that I've been seeing. You know, the national forest, for pretty close to 100 years, they've let it overgrow. They've spent way too much money on fire control, fire suppression, because they've managed the forest wrong, and they're doing it the same thing with the game. I mean, these elk are dying a horrible death of starvation and disease because of overpopulation up here. And it's all because of being politically correct and environmentally correct. But that's a whole nother issue. Anyway, I just thought I would mention, and show some of these tents. For a poor man, if you need quick shelter, it's great. Even if you don't bug out. I mean, you take this tent right here, or a smaller version, or even the quick set, and you put this, you erect this tent in your living room if the power goes out, and you can throw some sleeping bags or some blankets or stuff over this tent after you have it set up in your living room, and you can crawl in there and make yourself a microclimate that could save your life if you don't have any heat, and the temperature outside is 10, 20 below, or even 20 above. My point is, a tent is going out and purchasing yourself a tent, even for a bug-in situation, is not a half bad idea. And to have one on hand is, for a poor man, it just may be the difference between life and death for your family. If you have more than one person, you can all crawl in that tent and raise the temperature by 20, 25, 30 degrees. Easy. So anyway, that's it for now. Just a quick little video on tents and the gear, and some of these cheaper tents are holding up. I mean, you could transition. You could use these for a month until you got something more permanent really built up for yourself if you had to bug out. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.